That's a go. Okay, hi, I'm Michael Miller here with Live with Miami's Community News, and today we're going behind the scenes. All right, so why don't you introduce yourselves?
My name is Sanchez. I'm one of the owners of Dimelo305.
My name is Ariel Penske, and I'll be the secondary co-owner of
Okay,
Dimelo305.
that's great. And I love it when you guys are here. You add this entertainment value to what we do here, and I know that if it's not part of what you're going to be doing, we know that it's going to be. So first of all, why did you get into business, and why pick this name?
Okay, here we go with the origin story.
Oh God.
I heard something a lot better than me describing as to why we ended up doing all of this.
So I think at the time we were asking ourselves, what does Miami need? And in the space of content creation, we noticed that a lot of the popular pages on Facebook or Instagram, they have this business model where they repost things. So you might see the same car accident on 5 different pages, and that's their way of creating content. They actually refer to it as citizens journalism. It's a term. So it's where people film whatever and they send it in, and that's it. So we asked ourselves, is it possible to take content creation to the next level, professionally produce content, and be consistent and post about things going on in the city? So that was the challenge, and we started that. This is our 4th year now. So that's how we decided to get into this.
Making it to the 4th and 5th year is like instrumental, because so many businesses fail after the first year for a lot of reasons. So let's look at some of the things you've been doing. What type of coverage, and as far as citizens reporting, and essentially AOL with patches was like that. And then in the old days, 25 years ago, the big newspapers would come to us and say, "Listen, do you want to do more local stuff? We'll help distribute it." So we know that people want a variety of things. But so tell us some things you do with local businesses and how that's going to evolve.
Well, local businesses. Well, actually, like you said, I think the first hurdle for us was the first year, because we were still trying to find our identity as a company, our identity in the space of Instagram, and what is it that we bring to the table as far as the community is concerned. So one of the main things that we decided very early on was that we wanted to be a platform to give a voice to Miami. Just keep talking, okay? So we're gonna keep talking.
What's up, Ariel?
What's
How you
going on,
doing?
bro? Hey.
I'm chilling, man.
I haven't seen you in a while.
Good to see you. Good to see you. Watch out.
We keep having this debate about coffee, Starbucks.
Yeah, we do talk
Starbucks?
about coffee a lot.
Okay, so we're back on. So like we were saying, the first year kind of gave us the opportunity to really hone in on the identity of Dimelo305, and it was always from the beginning. We wanted to know what the city was thinking, which is why the name is Dimelo305. We actually wanted to understand what people were thinking about and what was important to everybody. Somehow, we ended up on the streets just talking with regular people and interviewing them and getting to know. I'm telling you, like this is like,
wow, walk right in front of the camera.
This is take 2, take 3, take 4.
He said, "Did I walk in front of the camera?" Nah, bro. It's a hologram.
So through the streets, we ended up supporting different nonprofits, and that's how we found that was our biggest impact, because a lot of these nonprofits didn't have enough resources to film their events and to actually have something that they could show their own followings on their own social media accounts. So we started working a lot with autism causes. We started working with the cancer causes, and like little by little we were introduced to the city component of it. So we started working with the city of Dorado a lot. We started working with
we've done stuff with Medley, Coconut Grove.
So let's talk about with Doral. What did you do with the city of Doral?
So Doral was looking for they were really trying to show the community component of police officers. So they took the Dimelo305. We were talking a little bit about how Dimelo also entertains. We do believe that we have a media entertainment company. So it's not enough to film. Anyone can press a record button. It's quite simple. But this level of entertainment is something that is unique to our company. So even the way we train our employees is with that, with that mindset. So when we did it with Doral, it wasn't just filming. It was a fun day for the police officers. We asked fun questions, and through this, we created a myriad of posts that were. I think how many did we create? I don't even know.
We ended up doing 12 posts.
12 posts.
Again, we're still going with the philosophy of it was a series for us, and series were usually composed of 10 to 12 different chapters. So like, hey, let's do a 12 series with the officers and with their full cooperation.
All right, we know that you brought up the example of taking care of your clients. You can go to a fine restaurant and you get all these great things, a service, a maitre d', it's plated very well, it's colorful, great waitresses. And you could take the same food and you get to like slop it down. And it changes your perception about the quality of the company. Because when you can engage your prospects in that, it's way more than just pushing a button. So to your point, because we all want to be entertained, and we know sometimes entertainment's only for a few seconds. And I know I've been following you guys, and I see some of the good work you're doing. I'm glad you did work with the not-for-profits, and certainly with the autism and with the police department. Those are some pretty good things to be able to do. But tell us, if we could, how do you keep the policemen sort of entertained while you're doing that, to keep them being able to focus on what's in front of them?
Wow, that's interesting. I think it has to do a lot with the personality of the person interviewing to begin with. So our approach of filming, it's a little bit different than the traditional way of filming. One of the things that we take into consideration is the person being interviewed and how we treat that person to make them feel special, to make them feel safe, and to be able to connect with that person. So that's the first thing that we do. We don't just start recording right away. We have like a 10-minute conversation, get to know the person, get to know what it is that they like, what they want. And also through that process, we find their voice. And once we find their voice, then we're able to just accommodate the questions to their way of being. That's why when you see our interviews, everybody seems relaxed, everybody seems calm.
So how do you get the client, the person who's never been on camera or that's still very nervous, how do you calm them down so they can be natural?
Drugs.
Tequila sometimes?
Lots of drugs.
No, tequila.
Tequila works.
So tequila works, right?
Tequila works.
Like rum or tequila?
Either one. Grey Goose.
Little shoots. Little shots.
What is it?
And then we read the Bible together, and then it's just really like a wonderful concoction of.
We have different Bibles just in case.
Of Jesus and liquor.
And that's exactly how you calm them down, just like that. So that's wonderful.
There it is, folks. Thank you so much. We'll be here for 17 more minutes.
So isn't that part of that, trying to get the people?
It is,
so they're natural.
I think one thing that him and I talk about a lot is kind of like the acting component of it all. So we'll be at an event and we're very serious business owners. We have this wonderful company that we've worked so hard to create. At the same time, because we do know there's a level of entertainment, there are times where him and I were tired. It's like a 16-hour day. And now it's at 2 a.m. at the club, and we just got, this one of our clients, and we have to perform. And he always says, this is where the professionals, the professionalism comes out when you're tired and you're exhausted and you have to go in there and you have to be funny, you have to be charismatic. So we do train our people to do that. We've actually written out production sheets for our DJs that are our employees and of jokes. So we write out jokes for our DJs. Sometimes we'll write jokes like around like ethnicity. If you're in a predominantly Cuban, space, you can say these jokes and they'll find it funny.
And how do you come up with the jokes?
Trial and error.
Trial and error. But there's this intentionality to it. Nothing is by accident with us. Everything is very much produced. Everything is calculated. And we're acting. We're entertainers.
So people could hire you, you put on events, and then you do it, and then you also record that and help them distribute that and get more people to find out about their organization.
That's one thing that we can do, yeah.
What are some other things that you do?
Oh, God. What does Dimelo305 do? Dimelo305 does really a variety of things.
I think one of the things is not really what we can do. It's more like, what is it that you want? For example, some companies and some or different organizations, they want people to they want attention to their company or to their cause. Okay, so what are the ways to bring attention? So for us, our events. So for example, so you can say, hey, I want to create this type of event. So we go ahead and we go from conception to realization. So we do everything in the middle. We actually have our own staff for everything. We have our own waiters. We have our own people. We have our own bartenders. We have our own DJs. We have our own photographers, videographers, directors. We have everything. So it's pretty much what is it that you're looking for, and we actually take care of everything. And that one shop type of mentality is what sets it apart from many people. Because, for example, we're doing an event right now where we actually needed to buy 10 generators, so our client didn't have to worry about it. So it's kind of like that level of detail that we go in. We don't come in and like, okay, these are going to be the problems. By the time we come in, these are all going to be all the problems they already addressed. So you don't have to worry about it.
So what was it like the first time you had a successful event? What occurred for you guys?
It's funny. I don't think we ever had a successful event. in the sense of that. In the sense of, I think from the outside in, it was successful.
I think that the first, what we would consider the beginning of an event was the utilization of our truck. Our truck is an entertainment truck, so it was built for what we call block parties. So it has speakers underneath. It's a whole entertainment vehicle, and the first time we utilized that truck, it was kind of like understanding the power of having all of that in one space with the capability of moving at the same time. And I think we used it in Doral.
We've done Doral middle schools, Doral high schools. We've done pep rallies. We've done everything.
But that first time we used it, I think that would be the first event that we think of as success, just because nothing burned.
And then it poured. But I think one thing that we're fascinated with is with the ability of moving people. That's something that's always kind of activating people, and that's one thing that's always interesting to us. And with that truck event, for example, we saw that playing music wasn't enough. It was the microphone that was powerful. So this just playing with the microphone and seeing how we can get people to move and do certain things that we want them to do, I think is also something else that I think made us successfor.
There's no question that when people go places, they want to have some direction, and somebody has to be there, say go over here or go over there, or start clapping or start dancing. So tell me about your background about what caused you to go into business like this.
I want to hear this one. Hold up a second. Let me get comfortable.
I was in graduate school at the time. I was finishing my PhD at FIU, and funny enough, my dissertation centers around this notion of activation. The etymology of the word says that it's about moving people. So I already had this kind of preconceived fascination with moving people. And then he has over 20 years of production, done so much, not just in the US, but outside of the country. And then you put our two minds together, and then this is how we kind of started. So I think even now, we're still obsessed with moving people. That's something that we're constantly trying to figure out. And sometimes, now we had this run walk event that we do every Thursday. And last week we had like 50 people there.
53
people. And again, it was
it's the same location, different location.
It's the same location every single
Where
Thursday. 1500 Northwest 107th Avenue, right in front of International Mall or behind Dolphin Mall, depends on your perspective. And it's right there. And again, we're interested in moving people because I think that's powerful.
So that's a run walk. Was it a 5K?
No, we have a mile and a half option for walking
and a 3 mile.
And a 3 mile option.
And you
for
do
the
that
runners.
on a regular basis.
Every single
Thursday.
To
Thursday.
get people to go over there and say, isn't it neat? I'm with some other people that are doing similar stuff.
And this Thursday we have two-time Grammy Award winning Marlo Rosado. He's performing with his band
At the event.
And it is a free event for the community. So anyone can come out, bring your kids, bring your ex-wife, whoever you want to bring.
And he's an entertainer to boot.
Come have a good time.
That's terrific. What caused you on the running or walking events to say, hey, I think that would be a good idea?
I think we're very active to begin with.
Yeah.
We suffer from this thing of we can't stay still. and we're always thinking of different ways of interacting. And we figured that's something. Again, Miami is a very health conscious city. And you see it, for example, Brico Run Club. I think does an excellent job as far as their events are concerned. There's almost like 1,000 people show up to run every
Is
single
that with
Tuesday.
Frankie Ruiz?
Frankie Ruiz, yeah, the Miami Marathon and all that stuff. We just wanted to do something our way because everything that we do, it has to be our way. So what's different from that to us? Well, we do a lot of the integration of family. We do a lot of like our idea was actually for parents to come in and walk with their kids. That was the basis of our idea. It wasn't necessarily the whole running fitness component of it, and then it goes with everything that we do. Like, how do we entertain? How do we get people to be excited about going and coming every single Thursday? It could be with your kids, it could be with your dog, it could be whatever. It's just to have like a cool down 1 hour sunset walk. You know, that's pretty much it. It's not gonna be too hot. It's not gonna be too cold. It's gonna be just perfect for you and your thoughts.
So you're doing things like that, things like the police. You did some work with the Dade County Federal Credit Union. Tell us what you did there.
Oh wow, Dade County Federal Credit Union. We've done a lot of work with them. We film TV commercials for them. But as you can see, like there's like a gamut of things that we do. We went from filming to a run club to we threw an event like a month ago. Bill was there.
Yeah, you remember Bill, right?
Bill Kress.
Hello, Bill Kress.
Bill
Kress was there. It's just so much that we do.
So you have a wide range of clients.
If you have a
right?
problem, we can solve it.
Right.
That's really how we approach life.
So-
We don't do plumbing though.
We don't do plumbing.
Plumbing is the one thing that we decided we can't do.
Isn't there a comedy club in Doral?
Yeah, there is a
We
comedy
did a show
club.
there once.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we did a show there once.
Sebastian, you know Sebastian Alvarez? Sometimes he's there.
Okay.
So he tries to get on stage every once in a while. He's in the front office. And so let's go back in. So you have Doral, the police, Dade County Federal Credit Union. You have these events you do around town, including your own event, which is a walk run, have a good time with your family out there, no charge for people.
Correct.
And if people want to find out a little bit more about some of the things you do, where should they go?
They can call me 336. They can go to our Instagram. They can go to our website.
Okay. So
All that good stuff.
all right. Tell us about the name. How did you come up with this name?
Dimelo. Dimelo means tell me in Spanish.
Oh, I thought I'd recognize
Come
that.
on, man. You live in Miami. You don't know what Dimelo means?
Like, you don't drink coffee either?
You don't drink coffee?
I do. Too much. And when the doctor said, how many cups do you have a day? Reduce it.
But yeah, we played around with different ideas. We were just like with everything that we do. Like we just toss out the idea, and I think one of our goals is always just we look for the holes in the ideas. If we can figure that out, then we solve our issue. So that's what it was. We're just throwing names. How about this? How about this? How about that? How about that?
So with entrepreneurs like yourself, one of the things that's historic, which is not afraid to take a chance and not afraid to fail.
No, we're afraid.
Well, we still do it anyway.
We're terrified.
It's been quite the journey. It's been quite the journey.
So if somebody wants to book a party, they can call you and you can take care of the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. We don't like being limited by budgets. So
That's the only thing.
That's the only thing.
Budgets and us don't get along.
He always wants a helicopter with whatever it is we're doing.
We're gonna get the helicopter. You're gonna see it pretty soon. It's gonna be bright yellow.
It's
gonna say Dimelo305 in the bottom. Okay, and it's gonna have
people
a red
think
tail.
we're crazy, but one of the first investments we made, I think the company was like 4 or 5 months. We bought this truck, and now the truck has over $150,000 worth of equipment in it. It's insane, but we believe in this project. And now we're hitting our 4th year, and things just progressively get better and better and better and better. We're very fortunate.
We know that if you have a active planner that can help you facilitate the whole thing, that the party, the host, right, doesn't have to worry about that. That's a big deal. Whether it's at your house, we were at a local business. They had somebody handling the whole thing. It was like great. I just said, and we were a guest. I said, I just need to know who's in charge. So if I have a question, I don't want to go bother the guy that's giving the party. I want to go to the person that can get something done that I think that needed some attention to. So your role is important a lot to the guy that's having the party, and he relies on you a lot. So when people ask you, well, tell me about what you've done, what are some of the things that you bring up so they can believe what you do?
They probably know us already by this time.
Yeah.
We do a lot of it's been like a reference, like type of word of mouth type of thing. So every client that we get is because they already work with somebody that we work with, or they're seen us at different events, and everybody's always mesmerized by the way that we work, our ethics, and the creativity that goes into everything that we do. Because again, a party could be a regular party, it could be a party you don't forget. So that's where we come in. We don't just create a party. We create an event in which your guests are always going to remember they were there.
Yeah, and too, with social media, like our page is growing and growing and growing. It took us. We're starting our 4th year, and we just hit 70,000 followers, and it's something now. We'll be in the city, and people know us, and they know just the caliber of work that we bring to the table.
So tell our viewers how important it is for them to be actively involved in quality social media.
We just give a workshop on social media. We also give workshops and seminars.
That's another thing
that we do. And we were really, I think you put it very nicely, where you refer to social media as your salesperson. And as a business owner, it's vital. Sales are vital. So I think it's a different way of kind of viewing social media. So you can talk about it all day.
Yeah, but we only have 3 minutes and 45 seconds.
That's all we have
But the thing about social media is you have to understand that if you're doing it for a business purpose, social media is not something where you just put up any type of content and that's it, set it and forget it. Social media, it's a lot of work. It's not that simple. And another thing is social media has the capability of becoming your communication to the outside world. It has a way of connecting with people that no other platform is capable of doing, and it's also very cost effective when you really think about it. I mean, a salesperson is going to be like what, $4,000 or $5,000. You need to have at least 10 people to make something out of it. So right there is $40,000. Social media spend $20,000, and it's like you have 100 salespeople.
Yes.
Without anything.
And you bring up a really good point. We know, and we've been there. Just put it up on the wall. Let's see what happens. Well, we know that's like taking this beautiful steak and throwing it on a paper plate versus, oh, hold on for a second. We got to dress this up so that it's better than just than some regular content. And you can take people's social media stuff and cut it up and edit it so it presents them in the best light.
Yeah, we can do all that. But and it also depends what kind of content you're trying to create. But I think even more so than the content is vital. But the ability to create relationships through social media is super important. We have so many, now that the page is booming, we have police departments reaching out to us. Now they reach out to us, and we don't reach out. They want us to come in and interview the chief. Fire departments, local politicians, or whoever it is. We have artists. We just interviewed Ronaldinho, the famous soccer player. But we're in all these spaces, in the hip hop circuit, in the salsa circuit, because this is Miami after all.
And this is just not for entertainment stuff, even though you like to do that. That's for real deals, all right? Whether they're for cities that are a little bit more serious, a little bit more centered on there, and you're able to do that and present them in a very good light.
Correct. We just filmed Mayor Cava's the State of the Union address. So we filmed. We did like the professional video for her social media.
Very good.
So, but then we do that, and then later on that night, we were at a nightclub filming, because that's our client too. So I think part of it is this ability to fluctuate. Dimelo305 has many personalities.
So when at the end of the day, when you guys are talking amongst yourself about a direction to go, and I think a lot of people want to know that, how do you decide between it? You have an opinion. How do you get to the point where you go, let's come up with something that works? It's not everything that I want, not everything you want, but we think together. So what does that conversation look like?
Well, first of all, there's never the end of the day. I haven't found that one yet. But the actual way that we work, it's we try to take the emotions out of it, and we're just presenting our ideas. And if they're flaws, the other one's gonna find it, and it's okay. And if anything, if it's a good idea, what happens is that we fix the flaws, and then we turn it into an actual project.
Right now we have a new idea that we're getting ready to roll out on Wednesday or Thursday, and we've been poking holes.
When you say that you're looking for the things that could go wrong, is that when you say poking holes?
Yeah, things that can go wrong. Why should we even do it in the first place? Is this going to produce anything? What's the ROI on it? How can we make it better? How can it be pretty? Because image for us is big. We don't believe in looking bad. Absolutely not. It has to look good. If it doesn't look good, why even do it?
So and we got just a couple minutes left. So if you were going to give advice to some young business that's out there and they just wanted to put stuff on Instagram, what are a couple pointers for them?
Oh God, where do you even
3 or 4 pointers, and they got their camera. They're willing to do whatever
hire
they're doing.
Dimelo305. That's
That's the simplest thing.
But you bring up a good point. Hire somebody that can help you, and if you think you can do it by yourself without any experience, they're wrong, because we already know what's going to happen.
They might be able to do it once, twice, 3 times. I mean, you might be able to do it for a month, 6 months, but can you do it forever?
Yeah.
That's where I think. Another way that we come in, we do so much. That's just one part.
And so, what's your advice?
No, I mean, it goes back with time management. Especially, we understand sometimes businesses don't have the budget to hire, outsiders to come in and do the stuff for them. But you have to also understand when is that time for your business to step to that level. It's a very conscious decision, and the reasons why any business would want to do this, one is time management of their team, their staff, their own efforts, and they could make money doing what they do instead of creating a video.
So one of the things people come to us, they say, Michael, I could do that myself. I go, you could. I said, do you have a house? Yes. If it needs to be painted, what are you going to do? Well, I don't know. I said, you could go to Home Depot, you could buy the paint, and you could buy all this stuff, and you could do it. Or you can pay somebody who knows exactly what they're doing. So how are you going to spend your time to get it done the way that you want to get it done? And to your point, people should hire professionals that know how to do that, and they can reach you all over the internet. They can find you
OnlyFans is coming out soon, so stay tuned.
Right.
Do you have an OnlyFans?
No. So hey, Bill. All right, Bill.
Oh, he does.
Hey, Bill. All right, what good word you got about these guys? Hey, why don't you come in around? There you go.
Take this
Can
microphone.
we get the shot on? Make sure we got. Yes.
Well, first I want to just say the advice I got from you early on.
Sorry to hear that.
And getting to know Michael Miller was, and never say no. If someone says, "Can you do blah 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 blah?" Say, "Oh yes, of course." Then figure it out. And it'll get me in trouble a couple of times, but for the most part, it also created an opportunity for me to grow and to service the customer's needs.
And Bill's been doing work with us. I don't know. At this point, must be 8 or 10 years, 15 years.
Since I started at the Village of Palmetto Bay. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, it was your stringer down there.
And went through COVID perfectly. All right.
Yeah.
And we had a divider here. So Bill's a good friend, and he's all fit now.
Yeah.
Lost a few pounds. Good for you.
About 55 pounds.
Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Through your wonderful client.
Oh, good.
Revitamax.
Okay.
Chris Forey, there's a pitch.
All right.
You guys, what is it? How do I describe working with you guys, or the
Pleasure.
I don't know. The energy. It's just so natural and easy. I don't know if it's that we have a chemistry or that you have a chemistry with everybody, or it's the drugs. That's chemistry. But no, there's a great energy that comes out of what you're doing, and a subtle but impactful, I hate that word, professionalism. You guys are pros. You really are. And but you make it look so damned easy.
And in the small world it is, all right?
Yeah.
The way we met you was through Bill, and actually it was because of a promotion that you sent out that I got for you guys being a Dade County Federal Credit Union. I saw it, I said, oh, well, let's have a couple of our people go over there.
Yeah.
And that's just the way that it worked.
They attended the
All right?
workshop. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so anyway,
Good
thanks
stuff.
for doing that. And you're doing more and more of those things. People can find out all about you, about the things you can do to help their business, all right? And from the little thing to great big stuff, all right? Congratulations on your success and your 4-year anniversary coming up.
Thank you.
So that is really tremendous, all right? To get to that point, I know whatever it was, easy or hard, there are going to be a lot of sunshiny days ahead for you guys. And I like your energy, as you pointed out. and it's really dynamic. So my hat's off to you.
And don't say no.
And don't say no.
Never say no.
All right, let's say goodbye. Why don't you look right into the red camera right over there, and you got 30 seconds. You got 30 seconds to say something right to the red camera. And let's get the red camera on them, guys. Okay.
It's on.
Okay.
Ready?
Go ahead. You
30
just use the
seconds?
guys.
Okay. You're hanging out with the crew of Dimelo305.
Para que suelta Dorotea, que